February 9th, 2022. We are already third of the way done with February. It's crazy how fast February always goes really fast because it's just it's the sprint to March Madness. I got to say my picks have been terrible in February. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I still got 2/3 of the month to have a crushing month. I know Joe's been on fire, so that makes up for it a little bit, but it'd be better if we're both on fire with our picks. But how are you doing today, Joe?
It's okay. Bounce back. I'm doing good. We've got nice weather. It's beautiful looking outside this morning, blue skies. So I'm excited for today. It's going to be a good one.
It's a new day in Calgary. So get out of jail, right? So
it is get out of jail.
So
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be at a restaurant tonight. Most definitely you'll see a picture of me sitting in a restaurant supporting my local businesses.
Way to go. I never was a big eating out person locally, even before everything.
Well, see, I've never been one, but when someone tells you then you can't do it, then that's really, it's a huge thorn in your side.
I live in a real touristy place, so it's like most of the restaurants here are geared towards tourists. So it's normally filled with tourists in that capacity as well. So it's it's a different type of experience.
Are you a people watcher though, Mitch? Because I'm a huge people watcher. I love going and watching people.
My wife is a people watcher. I'm not much of a people watcher, but I watch for people, so I don't have to go anywhere near them. I'm not a people. It's like I have my people. I have my people, and I kind of and it's, I meet people, and I'm not saying I'm not a friendly person or anything like that, but at the same time, I'm not like when I live in a vacation place. So yes. People when they're on vacation, sometimes they act differently than they would at home.
They don't act as good. Well, not on their best behavior. That's for sure.
People do things when they're on vacation that they wouldn't do at home. I wouldn't go to people's towns and say and do things that people do here. And
that's true.
And people say, the locals are, sometimes the locals are super friendly. Sometimes the locals are not super friendly, right? And it's like you hear both about Hawaii. And, it's for good reason. Mm-hmm. It's for good reason. We don't have the best pizza, and we don't have the best, a lot of these things. And stuff is expensive as all get out, but nowhere does it say, Maui bargain vacation, vacation.
No, you could not Google that and find a way to do Maui cheap.
Yeah, it's just not one of those places. Like you could go to Mexico and find a good deal, and you could find probably a better deal at certain times of the year to come here. But it's like generally what they'll do is like the airfares will be cheap to get here, and then the hotels will be $1,500 a night. So it'll be they either get you one way or they get you the other. They don't not get anybody. It doesn't work that way. So if you're local, generally you're paying like you're on vacation, most of the time that you're here. But they do give locals discounts.
That's good. It's important.
Yeah. So, but it's like I'm not a big go out to eat person, and I don't know. I like to eat at home. I'm kind of I have my routine. I'm set.
Yep.
And I'm good with it.
I like it. See, and I don't love to cook, so I do like to go out to eat. That's for sure. So I used to love to cook, Mitch. I used to.
I love to cook, and my wife has no problem cleaning up. So.
Oh, you guys make a good pair then.
Yeah, we have a good deal. I cook, she cleans. We're good.
Nice. I like it.
So, but yeah, we got a lot of games going on today again. We got NBA.
Yeah, I'm excited. We've got some great games in the NBA today. Not a huge card. We've only got the 6 games, but some really interesting matchups for sure.
I've never been to the Disney Resort in Hawaii. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where it is.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Disney resort in Hawaii.
I know there's one in Oahu, but I didn't know there was one in the Big Island. Yeah. But I've never been. I wouldn't even know where it is. I've been to Oahu. I haven't been to Oahu since 2014. Was the last time I went to Oahu.
Been a while.
Yeah, I passed through to go through the airport,
Yeah.
like to change planes, but that's it. I've never like been on Waikiki Beach since 2014.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a long time.
it is a long time.
It's hard to believe. Like we think, this year has gone quick so far, but you look back to 2014, it does feel like yesterday.
Yeah,
Chargers were a decent team back in 2014. Getting better again, though.
I'm sure Waikiki hasn't changed much at all. I'm sure it's exactly the same as it was then. It's beautiful, but it's it's super touristy, super duper touristy.
Absolutely.
It's Waikiki Beach. Man, it is what it is. It's one of the most famous beaches, I would say. But anyways, we've got NBA action. We've got just 6 games tonight. And, well, fortunately or unfortunately for all of you guys out there, I only did one of the videos for the game. So it's like most of these games I'm pretty wide open on as far as doing it. We've got the Cavs and the Spurs. We've got the Bulls and the Hornets. And the Thunder Buddies taking on the Raptors. Joey, you looking at any of these 3?
Yeah, you know what? I love all 3 of these games. For a free pick, I'm looking at the San Antonio Spurs. It's hard with the Cavs. They haven't been covering against that Western Conference, and this Spurs team hasn't been playing solid on the road, but I have more faith in them than I do in the Cavs here. The Cavs are 2-5-1 against the spread in their last 8 games as a home favorite, but I think the best way to take this one is taking that under 218. I think we're going to see a slower pace. The Cavs defense is just so strong. So if the Cavs are able to break that trend and play a solid game in this one, because we did just see them win January 15th, I think it was 150 or 114 to 109 game. So if the Cavs can pull it off and pull away in this one, I still think it's a lower one. So I like the under 218.
I like the Spurs in that one. I think they keep it close enough to cover. Got also like the Thunder against the Raptors. I just think that's way too many points to pass up for a home team.
9.5 is a lot of points.
So we've got a question here. Why are parlays sucker bet, if you don't mind answering? Well, I don't mind answering, to be honest with you. And the reason why parlays are sucker bets is because to be a winning sports bettor, 53% of the time you need to win, right? So, and that's like to really not even win much. The thing is that, so winning 53% of the time. So in order to win a parlay, you need to win multiple outcomes to cash your ticket. And the probability of hitting those multiple outcomes is slim. And then the payout of the parlay based upon the multiple outcomes that have to hit, the odds aren't there. You don't get the same odds as if of hitting those bets. So it's once, because you're getting juiced 4 times. Yeah. In that, if it's a 14 parlay, you're getting juiced 4 times. It's like plus multiple outcomes to win one bet. It's hard enough to just win a bet. It's hard enough. It's like, by increasing the number of outcomes that you have, your probability of winning goes way, way down. And I don't care if people say, oh, I hit them all the time or whatever. There's no way you're ahead unless you hit like one for like $40,000, $50,000 and you're $100 better. There's no way. So
just way too much juice in them, right?
It's just the probability of hitting multiple outcomes like that on a regular basis is slim and none. I mean, it's like, just not going to happen.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Mitch. I try to limit the parlays. I'll throw in every once in a while, but it's more like extra bottle of wine money, and it's just for fun. So I have interest in everything.
Lottery ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really
and I don't buy lottery tickets, so then I feel okay playing a parlay.
I generally play them more often when I'm like in Vegas or something, and I'm like, I'll play like a first half 17 parlay or something, or I'll do like 5-team NFL parlay or something,
Yeah. And you'll do that instead of teasing a game, correct?
Oh, never tease.
Yeah.
Never.
Good.
I never, ever, ever do teasers.
Yeah, I don't understand why people would do a teaser if they have confidence in one team or don't have confidence. Just go the opposite way.
Because they're hung up on the favorite.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
People do teasers because they're hung up on the favorite.
Okay. So they're teasing them down to give them a better
They
number.
see it as a safer play, but it's actually not a safer play because it's like the reason why it's not a safer play is because the payouts are less and you need multiple outcomes once again. So if you need multiple outcomes to have one payout that's less, well, that's never a good bet.
Not at all.
Yep, my round robin got crushed last night. It was no good at all. No bueno.
Damn it.
No bueno. No bueno. It happens though. Hey, at least you got to be in it to win it, right?
Yeah, you absolutely do.
My dog of the day hit on Instagram, so hopefully you guys have been following the Instagram. The dog of the day, not going to hit all those. The dog of the day is difficult, you know.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing to do, but it's got to be an underdog. It's got it's like this. It's got to fit parameters, but we did hit last night with Wisconsin, who did win outright in that game as well. So
nice.
So we'll just keep plugging away. I believe the dog of the day is 500 on the season. But both that have hit, both dogs of the day that have hit have won outright. So if you've money lined them, you're well ahead, especially last night.
Way to go, Mitch.
Well,
yeah, I'm loving your Instagram reels. I look forward to them every day.
I enjoy it. I like it. It's like I think it's a lot easier than the TikTok.
Oh, absolutely. And it shows your personality with what song you pick and everything. And you got those dogs in there and the fans. I like it.
We've got the Utah Jazz taking on. We got 3 10 o'clock Eastern games tonight. So late night NBA action. We've got Utah Jazz taking on the Warriors. We've got the Blazers taking on the Lakers, who are on the back-to-back. And we've got the Kings on the back-to-back taking on the Timberwolves. So we've got 3 games here, and like I said, late night action, that bailout spot.
Yeah, absolutely. This 8.5 points for the Lakers, that scares me a lot. We saw them off that loss last night to the Milwaukee Bucks. They lost that. They got completely blown out. I think Milwaukee was 131. They were something teens, 116, 117 points there. So, but the Portland Trailblazers come in here losing their last 6 games. They've lost their 5 straight at home. I can't get behind either of these teams here. For me, I think we go to the under. I think it's too high of a total, 225.5 in this one. So these two teams have trended to that under in their last 6 meetings, going 5-1 to that under. And then it's scary, but I think I'm going to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Mitch, laying those 9 points. The Kings defense is just completely letting them down. They're allowing an average of just under 120 points per game. And I think this Timberwolves team, with how strong they're playing as of late, blows them out of the water here. They just won this matchup February 8th. It was 134 to 114. I don't see much changing here. Timberwolves are just trending too hot right now, winning their last 5 games. Any thoughts on these ones?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Kings in this one. I just think that, I just think that they've played terribly. We're getting a ton of points with them. It's, they run hot and cold. And lately they've been on the win one, lose one thing. They had covered 3 in a row heading into that game last night. This is a back-to-back. So they played they played yesterday, and then they play again today, both the games in Sacramento. So blowing the same team out on back-to-back nights in the same city, the probability just isn't there. So I just think that you're getting a ton of points here on the Kings. I'm not a big Kings backer, and I haven't been doing a lot of NBA recently. Like I've been saying for days, and I keep saying I'm going to jump back on, and I think I will. But I think I'm going to take the Kings here. It's a lean, it's not premium pick or anything I'm running to the window to do. But I do like the Warriors.
Oh, I like the Warriors too. That's a good call. Getting them plus Plus 2.5 are they at now? Or plus 2 still? Thought I saw 2.5 somewhere. Oh, I'm seeing plus 2.
Well, the All-Star break has to be coming up too in the NBA. It's got to be like next weekend or something. So
yeah, it's coming up right away.
They should do it like the Saturday before the Super Bowl. Just get it all over with.
They should.
Right? Get it all over with. I really hate the NBA All-Star break. They like make it longer and longer every year. You know, it's like one of the longest All-Star breaks.
Do you know how many days it is this year?
I think it's 3 months.
That'll be a long break, that's for sure.
Like, let's do some load management. Yeah. Let's take 3.5 months off for the All-Star break. It's like, I'm just tired. I just want to take a nap. You know?
I like it.
So speaking of which, so I'll address it again. Yesterday, I got a lot of questions, a lot of comments, a lot of stuff about Rod. So Rod is still with the site. I mean, that's I get all these comments of all these things. My ego, I'm jealous of Rod, all these things. I don't know where you guys come up with this stuff, but Rod is still with the site. Rod's just not going to be on videos or shows for a few months. I don't know if you guys know this, but doing these shows every day is a grind. Doing the videos every day is a grind. You guys see 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? I've taken the last 15 years, I've taken 3 days off. I think it was, or 4 days, right, from doing videos. And I had 170 stitches or something in my head. And I still did the videos. It's not easy. It's not easy to do that. And it just wears on you. So it's like sometimes, you do need a break. You do need to decompress. And I fully understand it. So Rod's picks, they'll be available in the premium area. And he'll be back for baseball season and I guess the hockey playoffs, in that area. I don't know when the hockey playoffs are, but he'll be back in April-ish.
Yep. So,
you can get his premium picks. And it's like, I think it's good for everybody, It's like, Chris Ruffalo did the same. We did the same thing with Chris Ruffalo. It's like, sometimes you just need a break. He took a break and look bigger and better than ever. Definitely bigger than ever. My favorite.
I love Chris Ruffalo.
Oh, my favorite Ruffalo story is when he went on Weight Watchers. That's my favorite.
He went on Weight Watchers?
Oh, it was the best. So they did the points. They have the point system on the Weight Watchers, and he's like, I'm like, how's it going? He's like, he goes, this is really easy. He's like, I got so many points. It's like, he goes, I could eat pretty much just how I was eating. And like what happened was he realized I was like, how can you have so many points? He's like, yeah, you got this many points. I'm like, there's no way you get that many points. And he's like, figures out it's like, that's his points for the week. He ate them. He's eating those in one day.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
that's too funny.
It was hilarious. It was like, wait a minute.
We've all been there, done something like that. You're like, what?
It's like, he's like, yeah, I had pizza, ice cream. like, how is that possible? He's like, I got all these points. It's like, that's my
man.
It's like he reads things. He's like, that's for the week. It's like,
that is too funny.
Oh man. But
I couldn't do that. Restricted and rules. I hate rules telling me what I can and can't do.
So it seems that people are liking the Brian videos too that he's doing with the multiple picks. So oddly enough, Brian, I don't know if you guys, I don't know how close of attention you guys pay on the shows, but generally when you go around the horn, when I did it and when Joe did it, Brian really only gives one pick for each section of games. Yeah. So his picks that he's doing now, his thing that he does now, he's probably doing more picks than he was doing on the other thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
And he has
so
so much
it's like
confidence behind them too.
yeah, and it's like, and I think it's a better format for him. He's focused. His head's not in the camera. It's just showing him in a better light, and he's still on the drive-through. He's still gonna be on the weekend show, and we're going to be doing more shows, and we're gonna be adding more segments to this show as well. And there's something that Brian and I have talked about. I think those of you that are VIP members, heard us talking about it. So, I think that's something that we're looking at too. But I don't, I always address the elephant in the room. I don't sit there and gloss over it. I own my company, and so I'm certainly not going to open up anyone's human resource file, just like I wouldn't expect anyone to open theirs, on our show. And that's not going to happen. But it's like some of the comments by some of you guys, straight ass clowns. I'm gonna call you out on it. Vic Jackson, jerk face, man, freaking moron. I mean, how stupid are you? It's like, just how stupid are you? I like the ones that they're all knowing ones. It's like they know everything. It's like nothing. Zero. It's just bad guesses.
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, I don't understand it whatsoever.
Seriously mean too,
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
Yeah, people have to give their head a shake. But that's the keyboard warrior generation we have right now, Mitch. Everyone knows everything and they're going to say it.
Yep. I mean, they're not even real people.
And that's funny too. Yeah. Right? When you hide behind something, it's always interesting.
Anyways, go to college basketball. Got a solid schedule today.
Yeah, lots of games.
Yeah, I added a bunch of premium picks last night, but I actually think I might even add more. I'm not even sure. But we've got early action. We've got just 3 games early today. We've got Cornell taking on Columbia, Florida taking on Georgia, and UNC Asheville versus Hampton. And Florida's 14-point favorites here. They opened as a 15-point favorite. We saw Georgia we saw them beat Alabama, and we saw them take Auburn down to the last shot. And Florida hasn't been, spectacular. But the thing is, those things for Georgia all happened at home.
Yeah. They have 14 points is a lot. I'm seeing a lot of people riding on Georgia here with what we see on the money, but I don't know. I think Florida at home is too strong, Mitch. 10-3 straight up at home, 8-5 against that spread. I think they probably have Georgia's number. Georgia has failed to win a game on the road so far this season.
Yeah, 3-3. This is a big rivalry, you know. So I think Florida I think they absolutely destroy them in this one.
Nice. Would you do extended line on this one?
I think 14 is good, but I think you can go to 19.5, anything in the 20 range. I really do.
I like it. Blowout win there. It's a good one. So that's at 6:30 Eastern.
We hit 74,000 subscribers on our YouTube yesterday.
I saw that.
Puts us 9,926,000 away from our goal of 10 million. So
hit that subscribe, you guys.
We got a lot of wood to chop.
We do. Lots of ground to cover. We're coming.
But I think we can get there. I believe that if I would have started, YouTube seriously when I started the website, when I used to do I've had 3 YouTube channels, and that's all part of it. It's like I've switched around. I think when I first started doing YouTube, like way, way back, when I very first started in 2007, and everyone has seen those videos, right? I mean, you guys, I've shown you guys my spotlight game.
I had an old one come up on YouTube the other day of you, Mitch. Actually, I can't remember which game it was, but I couldn't comment. I liked it, and I was like, Mitch, it's you from 5 years ago. So
was it in Hawaii or is in?
You were against a white wall with a gray T-shirt on. That's all I can remember.
That's probably from Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, I was all excited. It just started playing after one of our videos.
Probably from Vegas.
After the drive-thru, actually. That's when it started playing.
Interesting.
It is.
Columbia is terrible also, by the way, but they are 6-3 on the road against the number. Cornell has been pretty good this season, though. So it could be early blowouts in those early
Ivy League battle.
Yes. Could be some early blowouts.
Okay.
We got North Carolina A&T. We got the Campbell Camels taking on Gardner Webb. It always sounds like it's supposed to be like because you know it is from Caddyshack. What's his name? The Chevy Chase's character.
Jim or
Chevy Chase's character is called like something like that.
Okay.
It's Ty Webb, I think his name is, or something like that. Ty.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like that's why I was saying Gardner Webb.
Then it just reminds me, put the lotion on. That movie.
Put the lotion on. That's
the lotion. Yeah, the lotion in the bucket or whatever.
That's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, creepiest movie in the world. I'd never watch it again. I had nightmares for weeks.
I was talking about Caddyshack, the golf movie. It's a comedy.
But when you say it like that, I just think of him.
Oh, that guy.
That scares the hell out of me. Terrible.
It is. That movie is a good one.
If you want nightmares for the rest of your life.
Got Youngstown State taking on Oakland. Got NC State taking on Wake Forest. Miami against Georgia Tech. That's a rematch. UMass, straight ass, up against George Washington. Got George Mason up against Richmond. Dayton against Duquesne. Jacksonville against directional Eastern Kentucky. Rutgers versus Ohio State. And Fairfield Quinnipiac. We could just stop right there because we got a ton of games. But anything? There's
going to be some great ones in here.
Anything?
I'm liking George Mason here at home. I really do think they are the stronger team versus Richmond. It's going to be an absolute battle. Giving me them 1 point at home, I think I'm going to take it. And then give me George Washington because we all know UMass is straight ass per you, and that sticks in my head, and I can't see them covering this 8.5 points here, even at home. George Washington hasn't been stellar on the road, but I can see them getting it done, keeping it tighter than this.
Yeah, so one of the comments, once you get more states to legalize sports gambling, you're definitely going to get more subscribers. I'm not really worried about the subscribers, to be honest with you. I'm not too concerned. It's some people subscribe, some people don't. I mean, that's pretty much the way that it goes. It's the way it's going to be. I know how many people watch the show versus watch our channel versus how many subscribers we have. I know how many people are returning subscribers, which are, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, that watch. So it's like our subscriber number is there, but the people that watch more than one video and return, on a regular basis to watch videos is hundreds and hundreds of thousands. So it's like, they just don't hit the subscribe button. It's really pretty much where we're at. Why that's.
I think there's some confusion with that subscribe button because I've talked to a couple people and they think by subscribing to a YouTube channel that you're having to pay something to subscribe. So, which I don't know why people have that disconnect there. It's free to subscribe. Just get notifications, which is awesome.
So Ryan is saying sports betting not legal in Kentucky, but it is legal in Indiana, which is right next to Kentucky, and there's other states in that area that Ohio will be next. So there'll be plenty of options for just about everybody except for those people that live in the middle of the ocean on an island.
Those poor people.
Yes.
Yeah, but otherwise in this time slot, there's some good games in here. Trying to think which else I liked.
There's Rutgers, Ohio State should be a good one. Rutgers has been very, very tough at home. Ohio State not nearly the team on the road that they are at home. Rutgers kind of, trying to get a spot in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So it'll just be interesting to see how that all pans out.
You're getting 3 points with them at home there? Wow, I like that. I missed that one. I like it.
So George Mason and Richmond, the game that you talked about, they just played. So this is a rematch. The game was fairly close at Richmond. So we're at that time of the season where they're kind of back-to-back, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of back-to-backers. Of course, be sure to support our channel. It's $3 a month for supporter level.
Absolutely. Can't even get a cup of coffee for that.
No, you can't even get a cup of coffee for it. I like to think that we deliver.
Absolutely. Like you said earlier, Mitch, we were here 365 days.
Yep.
A year. I stopped counting what day I was on waking up early. I'm used to waking up early now. Before, I was never an early morning person.
It's good. You get your day started. You know,
Yeah.
You kind of get things over with, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, stay out of trouble because I can't stay up late anymore. So kept me good.
No more creep fest at the Madden house. No more stalker weirdos from the bar.
No, there isn't
from
anymore.
the bar hangers on.
Probably what it was, right?
Joe hanging out. Joe likes to hang out at the corner of the bar with her pack of Marlboros and her scotch.
Hey, I did have my name on a bar stool at one point.
Joe's got her scotch and pack of Marlboros with a sign on her back that says, "Get the hell away from me."
The resting bitch face does that alone. I'm good. Everyone's like, God, avoid her. She's pissed off with life.
It's known all over Calgary. It's like they have the billboard. Have you seen this woman? Stay the fuck away.
If you find her, walk back slowly.
Stay the heck away.
Oh, man.
All right. So Miami played Georgia Tech recently. The game was at Georgia Tech, and Miami absolutely handled them. But now they go back to Miami. I'm not so sure that – I think Miami wins. I'm not so sure they blow them out.
Okay. What's the spread on that one, Mitch?
The spread is 8.5.
Yeah. It's a lot of points there.
Is it better to place your bets early, right before the games, or both? It depends on if the game fits your number. You bet it when it fits your number. To me, like someone asked on George Washington, so they were getting 6.5. Now they're getting 8.5. I like it more. It's like it doesn't. I'm not afraid of line movement. I embrace it. You know, unless it's like a late announcement that someone's not playing. It's like Tom Brady's out. You know, it's like now all of a sudden I care. You know that the line moved, but George, UMass, go ahead, bet your hard-earned money on UMass because they're straight ass.
Yeah, to win that by 9, ugh, that's ugly.
Anyways.
Yeah, tons of games at 7 Eastern, Mitch. Wow. Full schedule today of games.
Yeah, that's why we cut it in half. We got Davidson against St. Joe's, Chattanooga, the Mocs, up against West Carolina, Notre Dame taking on Louisville, New Hampshire against the New Jersey Institute of Technology. We've got Stony Brook versus UMass Lowell, not to be confused with UMass Amherst, who is straight ass. We've got Albany up against Maine, Vermont up against Binghamton, UMBC versus Hartford, Boston University versus Army.
Oh, I like that.
North Florida versus Bellarmine, Harvard versus Yale. I wonder if they'd let me into the game. They wouldn't let me into either of those schools. That's for damn sure. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, they probably wouldn't let you into the game either.
I'm sorry. Like, no. I'm sorry. You can't even go into the game. It's like, Holy Cross versus Loyola, Maryland. Bucknell versus American. Keep it simple. In America. Where'd you go to school? America. Seton Hall versus Xavier. South Florida versus Cincinnati. It's weird because South Florida's not really in South Florida, right? That's the odd thing here, right? It's in Central Florida. Confused. It's in Central Florida, but they call it South Florida.
Why?
Yeah. It's like let's mess
not
with
a misreputation at all.
It's like, so this guy Mitch does this YouTube show and he podcasts the thing. Let's mess with him. Let's just mess with him.
Yeah.
It's no more not central than Central Florida. They're directly across the state from one another. They're not north and south of each other. They're directly across. Like if you draw a straight line between the two. One is central, one is south.
Bizarre.
Makes no sense.
No, none at all. I don't get that.
It's West Central Florida. Colgate versus Lehigh. Sounds like a wrestling match.
It does. 12.5 points in that one. Wow.
Winthrop versus Radford. Robert Morris versus Detroit Mercy. SMU Houston. And Presbyterian, the Blue Hose, up against High Point.
Nice.
Any meat on the bone here, Joe?
Yeah, there's tons in here. I think there's a lot of good games to look at. Robert Morris is one that I like at home here, plus the 2.5 points. I think they have a strong game. I think it's going to go over the total, though. They're great as underdogs. 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games is that home underdog spot. I could see it being a tighter game than this 2.5 points. And then which other one did I like? I like Xavier plus the 3.5 against Seton Hall. It's going to be a battle here, and I think Xavier keeps this one closer for sure. I know Seton Hall is so strong at home, 6-3 straight up, but they're only 6-5 against that spread. And Xavier has been able to hold even against that spread, 3-3 on the season. So I'm liking them. And then give me Cincinnati laying those 7 points in that one. I think they come out, they get a nice big win here over South Florida.
You think South Florida gets a little confused because they're just not sure where in the hell they are?
Yeah, I think so.
You know,
right?
I think that's part of the problem. It's like, where the hell are we? It's like, we're certainly not in South Florida. Why do they keep calling us that?
I could see it, right?
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing that to me?
I know. It's confusing, right? I don't know. I could see South Florida struggling in this one. I know they're at home, but this team hasn't been strong against the spread at home or overall this season. 8-13 overall and 5-6 at home. I think Cincy is just too much for them.
I'm sure the South Florida people will be out to get me today. Maybe they'll agree.
Well, it's confusing, right? Like, why would you be called South Florida when you're not South Florida?
Oh, believe me, I've said some college things I totally regret. So over the years in different situations, especially when I used to drink.
Oh, I could only imagine.
I was at a bar. I was like, Clemson's not a real college; it's just a football team. This guy next to me is like, I went to Clemson. It's like, awesome.
You're like, I didn't say that. I don't know who said that.
Yeah, not good.
Well, they say, Mitch, only apologize for stuff that you regret. So if you regretted it in the moment,
I think, I mean, Clemson wasn't like quite the team that they have now, Yeah. It's not like the program that they've had now, but it was like back then. It was like, Clemson? I don't think it's a real school. I think it's just a football team.
Like it.
I went to Clemson. Uh-oh. I like Davidson against St. Joe's. Not like a premium pick for me, but I hate St. Joe's a lot. I think they got bad juju. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They fired Phil Martelli. He was like their coach forever. And it's like ever since they fired him, they haven't had a winning season or anything close. Yeah, I drank about 18 years past fun. That's for sure.
That's a good quote, Mitch.
Yep. Allergic to alcohol. Break out in handcuffs.
Never happened to me.
But I like Davidson there. I think Davidson, what we've seen is when it's raining threes for them, they win big. When it's not, they struggle. So
anything else you liked in there?
Yeah, I like Vermont against Binghamton. It's a ton of points, but the Catamounts are rolling, and so Vermont's 18-4. They're 10-0 at home, but they're 10-0 straight up in their last 10. Binghamton has been covering too. We nailed them on a money line a couple games back from the betting tools. I gave it out on the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes, and we hit them on the money line on one of those big ones against Stony Brook. That was about a week ago. The betting tool said to take them on the money line. They were 6.5 point dogs. They won by 16 in that game.
Wow.
But the thing about Vermont is that they played a pretty tough out of conference schedule at the beginning, to start the season. And now in conference play, they're just rolling through teams. They've been covering some of these big spreads. They haven't been covering, some of the other spreads. I mean, they whipped UMass, straight ass. But
I can't even hear it the same. Like you have to say that after now.
They are.
Like every time.
They are.
It's going to stick with me forever. They can turn around completely in the next 5 years, and that will just always be in my head.
In football as well.
Yeah. So you're going to ride with Vermont here, laying all those points.
Why not?
Okay.
Ride it till the wheels fall off.
18.5.
They've been good to me so far, so nothing to complain about. I think Cincinnati has a good chance here. For me, the Bearcats are more of a win tough team. So I'm less than ready to jump in the water. I know that South Florida's confused about the whole location thing. It's like, and that's probably part of what's wrong with the program there. I mean, Central Florida is in Orlando, right? So it's right in the middle of the state, Central Florida. There's nothing that would be south about South Florida of that. It's like FIU is South Florida. Miami is South Florida.
Yeah.
Even Florida Atlantic is South Florida.
Were they just, I don't know, stranded for a name? Had to go with South Florida?
USF had no other available names. Ron Romanelli. They had available names. They could have called themselves Ponce de Leon University or something. PDU. PickDawgz U.
I like it.
Ponce de Leon. They could have called themselves a lot of things, They had a lot of options.
Could have been almost Central Florida.
They could have been West. They could have been West Central.
West Central would have made sense.
Yeah. University of Mitchie Pucks.
Like it.
Got to check if it's available. It's got to be like a registration of colleges.
Has to be. You can start your own university. That'd be great.
Bob Jones did. Oral Roberts. Got a bunch of people that have. Robert Morris. George Washington. George Mason. Mitch Wilson.
Yeah. Where'd you go to university? School of Mitch Wilson.
Mitch Wilson. MWU.
Ooh, I like it. That's catchy.
PDU. PickDawgz U. Puck U.
Puck U. I like the Puck U University.
Puck and Crazy today, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Who's on today?
Or 3:30. Who is on today? We have Cam Parsons, Tony Brown, and Ron Romanelli, if he wants to join us, is more than welcome. I know he's in the comments there. And Al Ninos is definitely on today as well. It's Wednesday.
The university in Fort Myers was Florida Gulf Coast, or was it North Florida? No, Florida Gulf Coast, right? Which makes sense. If it's in Fort Myers, Florida Gulf Coast, perfectly good name for them. PickDawgz State. PDS.
Yeah.
We should get that. We should get shirts.
We most definitely should.
We do have shirts coming out that say, I win 100% of the games I get to pick after the game's over.
Oh, perfect. I can't wait.
Yeah. FGCU, according to Romanelli. So Romanelli was on the phone with me last night, and I had a big sage bonfire in my yard just to sage out. I'd lost my early games, so I figured I went 2-1 in the late games.
So it worked
so far, but I saged up, so I'm ready for a run. It's like I've been ice cold for February to start the month.
You bounce back.
Yeah,
you
of
got
course.
That stage in. It's gonna be
all it takes is one good week. It's not like I'm in horrible position or anything. I need a good run.
Yeah, absolutely. I always find it so hard to narrow down which picks for premium. And I can imagine how much harder it is for you because you're doing videos on absolutely everything.
Yeah, like yesterday I crossed out Wyoming, put in Creighton, loser, winner. It's the difference. Yeah. It's the difference.
Yeah, and leaving money on the table sucks.
Well, I gave out Wyoming on the 7 free picks. So at least we got it out there.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of Florida Gulf Coast, taking on North Alabama. Got Delaware State against Maryland East Shore. We've got Stetson, another college in that same area, up against Jacksonville State. And oddly enough, Jacksonville State, not in Jacksonville, Florida. It's Jacksonville, Alabama, right? It's always the crazy one. Oh, yeah. Kennesaw State versus Central. You can't make this stuff up. Kennesaw State versus Central Arkansas. Got Baylor versus Kansas State. Wisconsin Green Bay against Wright State. Wright State's good, right? Wrong state, the right state, the wrong state.
You always want to be in the right state.
Yeah. Milwaukee versus Northern Kentucky. Milwaukee did me so dirty against Cleveland State. Oh man, I still don't think they think the game started yet.
I hate teams like that. Like they don't even come out of the out of the locker room off the bus.
Yeah,
right?
Why show up?
Yeah, if you're gonna play that bad, that's for sure.
Northern Iowa against Southern Illinois. Illinois State versus Valpo. Drake versus Missouri State. Samford versus Wofford. Memphis versus Tulane. Yeah, the weird thing is, too, it's that my premium picks on the website have not been very good the last week or so, but my premium picks in the premium and VIP show, outside of the one from the premium area, have all been winning. I've hit every single one of them, I believe.
Yeah, you have.
So, anyways, any of these games?
Where did you go up to? You're in the 8 p.m., right? Yeah. You said Baylor
up
versus
the last one was the 8:30 Ole Miss, Alabama. Was the last
nice. One. Okay, I'm loving Baylor here laying the 7 points on the road over Kansas State. I think they can get the job done. I think they're the clearly stronger team, and I think they win this by a lot more than 7. So, and a lay with Baylor there. I'm going to also take the under because I think Kansas State's going to have a really hard time scoring tonight. And then I'm going to lay the 3 points with Drake at home over Missouri State. I think this I expected this line to be higher, to be honest with you. I expected them to be at least 5-point favorites here at home. I know they have been struggling against that spread at home, going 4-7 against the spread, but they are 11-2 straight up at home. And we look at this Missouri State team, and I just can't trust in them to keep it this tight. They're 1-8 against the spread in their last 10 games as an underdog. So yeah, give me Drake laying those points. And then which other one did I like in here? I'm going to have to lay the 6 points with Alabama over Ole Miss. I think Alabama gets it done. They haven't been great against the spread, and Ole Miss has been doing good at home. But I think Alabama is just a different level of team here, and I can see them getting the win and the cover on the road. What about you, Mitch?
I like Ole Miss in that one. I think we put some money on the money line on that too, on Ole Miss. I like, I don't know. I was looking at Northern Iowa. I just couldn't get there as a premium pick, but I like them in that game. I like Sanford against Wofford. I think Wofford is a little bit overrated this season. Sanford might be a little bit underrated in that one. We've seen Wofford struggle in spots. Baylor beat Kansas State by 25 points last time, so I'm always a little leery on the bounce back game.
Yeah.
But I could see them beating them up again.
Do you think in college basketball they have these where they got blown out, these games circled where they really want to come back?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, every game in conference play in college basketball is almost a rivalry game. I mean, these are the teams you play every year, and you know, you play them twice in most cases. Yeah, Alabama has not been a good road team. They've been terrible on the road, and they've at home or neutral site, Baylor, Gonzaga. On the road they lost to Georgia. Ole Miss not bad. So we head to Stark Vegas, where Mississippi State hosts Tennessee. Go Nebraska hosting Minnesota. It's odd line movement in this one. And I'm not a big line watcher, but I know last night when I was putting my games in, this thing went to 2, and now it's back to 1.5, which makes sense because you don't want to be. Minnesota's not a good team either. Bradley against Loyola, Illinois. Oklahoma against Texas Tech. DePaul against Georgetown. I mean, Georgetown, not good. Got Florida State against Pitt. San Jose State against San Diego State. There's a team that I thought was going to be a lot better than they are. San Jose State. San Diego State I knew was not going to be as good as they were in the past.
Yeah.
It's not a Matt Bradley fan. And Oregon State against Cal. Oregon State went from the Elite 8 last year in the NCAA tournament. They're now 3-17 this season. You want to talk about a shit show? Head right on over to Corvallis, Oregon.
I like it. I think we get an over in that California and Oregon State game. I think that total's come too low. It opened at 135.5. It's 133. I can see the points coming in this one. So I'm going to ride the over 133. And then, no, I'm not. I was looking at Florida State, thinking they'd probably get the cover on that. But I think that one is a 9-point game, so I'm not willing to risk it. I think that line is just too close to the number, and I don't think I'm going to get there with it. And then you're right, Georgetown just has not been playing well, especially on the road. So I'm going to lay those 8 points with DePaul.
You're going to lay 8 points with the team that's 2-8 in their last 10 games.
Yeah. Yeah, and 5-5 against that spread.
Shameless. Right? You could tell the bars are open in Calgary again. Joe Madden making brave picks.
Hey, I can't go yet. They're not open at 8 in the morning, Mitch.
They could be.
They could be.
If it's still open from the night before.
No, we have the early liquor curfew still.
What time do bars close?
I think it's like 10:30. It's super early. I don't think they can serve liquor after 10. And then everyone has to be out at 10:30. Could be wrong.
See, this is the beauty of living in Hawaii. People ask, like, why do you live in Hawaii? So it's like, these games, right? The last game tonight is 11 o'clock Eastern time. So that to me starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time this time of year. In a couple weeks, it'll start at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We go to a 6-hour time difference. So I could just throw this on one of the top TVs. There's only one late start game. I could throw it on one of the top TVs. Like the other ones start 9 o'clock Eastern time. Normally that's 3 o'clock Eastern. By the time I eat dinner, everything's over with. So I can kick back. Nice. I watch Married at First Sight on my Wednesday night. I'm all set. Because we all know that's what I'm watching.
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You got me addicted.
Should be a doozy.
Except my problem is I fall asleep watching regular TV. If it's not sports, there's any kind of lull, I fall asleep. So I was watching an episode last night and woke up with my TV on and sitting straight up in a chair. So makes me feel old.
Romanelli calls me last night or yesterday. It's like, it must be like 10 o'clock at night for him, but it's like, or it must be like, it's late, early evening for him. For me, it's middle of the afternoon. It's like, what are you doing? I'm watching. It's like there's games on and stuff, but I have them all on the small team. I'm like, watching Titanic. I'm really rooting for these kids.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. The more I watch it, it's like some of the things, it's like they don't really, they don't really click all that well. The more times I see it, which I'm at probably like 200.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought those kids were going to make it. It's like.
You have such an incredible memory. So do you know what the actors are going to say right before they say it? Like, is it already going through your head?
Sometimes it is. But to me, what always amazes me, so like initially what happens, right? So the iceberg hits the boat, right? And it hits and you see it cracking the girders, like inside the boat or whatever you call it. The things that, kind of hold, like the boat has like a frame and then there's sheet metal that goes around it, right? So the boat hits and you can see the iceberg go buckling those things, right? It's kind of like a very dramatic thing. Water starts pouring in, okay? Not one person says, man, this water's freaking cold.
Which you think someone would.
Yeah.
Point.
I mean, that has to be, it's not just that it's water. It's got to be freezing. I mean, it's got to be, right? There's an iceberg.
Glacier water.
Yeah,
right?
It's freaking iceberg. Not like a small little chunk of ice either. I mean, we're talking an iceberg. Took down the Titanic. 2 hours.
Crazy. That'd be the worst. I'd hate to be on a sinking ship in the middle of the ocean.
Doesn't sound like nothing fun about that.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Anyways, anything else to say, Joe? We're pretty much out of time at this point. We did an hour almost, and we've got our premium and VIP shows today. The premium show will follow this one. Picks have been pretty good on those shows and on the VIP as well. So if you're not a premium or VIP member, best value out there. It's Joe, Brian, and myself these days. And, I think originally it was 3 people when we started the premium and VIP. And that's what it is. I know, I think personally it's one of those things that the idea behind it is that you figure out that us, as cappers, and then you decide to get, a package of one of us. I'm going to put out a college basketball package for the rest of the season as well.
Nice.
Something, low price for everyone.
I like it. You want to do any sort of parlay before we leave, Mitch? Anything that you're liking for people?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going to parlay them up with the Golden State Warriors and the Vermont Catamounts.
Okay. For myself, I agree. I'm going to take the Warriors in my parlay plus those points. I'm going to take the under between the Raptors and OKC and the over between the Chicago Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make it a winning day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Aloha.
Bye, guys.